Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to MUS-105 Music Appreciation. My name is Kyle Berry, and I'll be your instructor for this section of the class. Um, I just wanted to kind of make a quick video as a sort of introduction and show you some of the features of D2L, show you the way that I have the class set up where you can find all the different documents and things that you'll need throughout the semester. So this is, again, just kind of a warm-up video, show you where things are, show you around so you can get a feel for things and so you can know what to expect in the term coming up. So without further ado, let's have a look. This is the home page. You can see here in the upper right hand corner I have this marked to like student view, so this normally looks a little bit different for me, but this is almost exactly what you should be seeing more or less each week. In the feed here, you can see news announcements that I have. I post weekly news announcements just to remind you what you should be getting done each week. Since this is asynchronous, I hope that it helps you kind of schedule out your week and figure out how much time is it going to take me to do this assignment this week and how much time do I need to set aside to make sure I get things done by the time that they're due. There's a quick welcome message. It has a lot of the information about the course and kind of just a broad overview about me and what you can expect from the course. And then there's a few links to some important documents, but we'll look at those a little bit later as well. Here's an example of what I'll post each week. So starting on Monday, Unit 1 will be available. Basically, I will post a discussion question each week that will be relevant to whatever that week's topic is. It'll ask you for your personal feedback. You can use examples and cite examples from that week's lecture or from the slides that week to kind of back up your answer, or it can just be kind of your opinion. I'm asking for a minimum of one paragraph in response each week. But to the discussion question, all you need to do is write whatever your thoughts are on the question. They're usually pretty open-ended. There are no wrong answers here, but there are more thoughtful answers and less thoughtful answers. So I'm hoping yours will be on the more thoughtful end of that. We'll cover 1 to 2 units each week. So obviously, if we cover 2 units in a week, then you would need to do 2 discussion questions. In addition to a discussion question each week, I also post a unit quiz each week. So unit quizzes are just multiple choice questions, sometimes true or false questions, about whatever you've learned that week, about whatever the topic was. They will come directly from the slides. I will not be asking you any questions whose answers cannot be found in the same slides that correlate with that unit quiz. So as long as you review everything, take some notes, you should be fine there. So keeping in mind that we're going to be doing all this work and that there's going to be slides for you to look at and different sorts of assignments, how do you even access those things? The easiest way to do that is up here at the top. You just click on the Content tab. When I click on that, let's see what I get. At the moment, because it's the beginning of the term, you'll only be able to see 2 things, really. You can see the Getting Started tab, and you can see the Unit 1. Let's look at Getting Started first. In the Getting Started tab, I've posted just kind of some basic necessary information. You'll probably see some version of this in a lot of your classes if they're asynchronous and online, but these are kind of useful documents that I would hope that you would review and also that you might want to reference as we go through the term. The first one you'll see here is the course syllabus, then the instructional package, my attendance policy. Basically, the short version of the attendance policy is I mark attendance every week. There are also weekly assignments. As long as you do at least one of those weekly assignments, I'll mark you that you were present. Obviously, in order to get full credit, you'll need to do every one of the weekly assignments, but I'll mark you present as long as you've done at least one. Then there's links to student success and tutoring, library information, counseling services, all sorts of things that you might need, resources that are available on campus. So that's there for you. Next, let's get into the nitty-gritty. So let's assume that you're ready to get started with your work. We're going to start on Unit 1 first. Unit 1 is here. Right now, you can only see Unit 1. I've blocked the other 14 or so units, but they'll pop in each week just below this one in kind of descending order. So this page will be quite long by the end of the term. But we're starting here with Unit 1. Each week, there'll be a set of slides. Here, Unit 1 slides. We'll look at those in a second. There'll also be a video lecture to go along with each set of slides. So similar to this, instead of me talking to you about how the class is set up, I'll be talking and lecturing my way through the slides and whatever the topic is that week. After that, we have a listening examples playlist. It will take you just to a YouTube playlist that I've made that has some music that I think reflects whatever the topic was for that week. I try to keep it pretty varied. So other than the historical periods where it's like very specific historical music that was written between a range of dates, I try to have kind of a varied list of music. So hopefully you find that interesting. Underneath the examples playlist, we'll have your weekly quiz, so make sure that you get that done on time. You can see the due dates and the start dates for each of those. The discussion question, which is here. Again, you're only required to write a discussion response. You are not required to respond to anyone else's. If you would like to respond, and if you see someone else's answer, maybe you're trying to formulate whatever your response is going to be that week, and you look at some of your peers, some of the other students in the class, and see, that's actually a really good idea. I think it'd be great if you would drop them a line and say, hey, post in response to their post and tell them how much you like their response or what you thought of it. But that's totally up to you. So all those things are there, and it'll be very similar each week. Really quick, I kind of have a standard start and end date. Every unit will be available on Monday at 1 a.m., first thing in the morning on Monday, and each assignment will close the following Sunday at 11:59 p.m., so just before the new week starts. So you have basically the entire week to get things done. Class is basically broken into 3 parts. The first part of our course will examine the fundamentals of music. Here, you can see the first unit is on pitch, dynamics, and timbre. We'll go on to look at different musical instruments and how they make sound, what are the kind of fundamental elements of music composition that not just one style of music deals with, but we're trying to look at the overarching themes. What are the kinds of things that all musicians, whether playing music or writing music, have to contend with at some point. So these are just the fundamentals in the first section of the class. The second and largest section of the class is an overview of the historic stylistic periods. So we'll be looking from just about kind of the 1300s or so all the way through to present day, taking it in about 75 to 100-year chunks and looking how music evolved over that time. Where did it start? What are our earliest records of human music making that we have left behind, and then how has it changed up until now? The final part of the class and the shortest unit, or the last 2 or 3 units, is I kind of call it music moving forward. It looks at contemporary music. What is happening in the music industry right now? How is music shaped by the society we live in and by the choices that we make as consumers? And then moving forward, if we extrapolate on some of those ideas, where do we think music might be going in the next 10 years, 20 years, based on current trends? So that's what you have to look forward to. I really enjoy teaching this class. It's a total blast. It is a massive overview, so we only kind of get a bird's eye view of each of these topics, but I think it will be a good taster for a lot of you guys who might be really interested in music. If you ever need any help at all, if you ever have any questions, my email is on the screen right now, kyle.berry@hgtc.edu. If you ever need anything, you can totally get in touch with me there, and I encourage you to reach out with any questions or comments or concerns that you have. With that out of the way, I hope that you really enjoy the class. Take full advantage of the resources that you have available here. If you ever need any help, please reach out. I do live in a different part of the world. I live in England, so my hours are a little bit different than yours. We're 5 hours ahead of South Carolina time. But if, please reach out, and just keep in mind that if you reach out at, 9 o'clock on Sunday, I might not get around to emailing you back until the next day, just because of the hours that I keep. Yeah, other than that, I hope you enjoy the course, and I look forward to reading what you have to say about the course and seeing your progress over the term. Bye.